Welcome to The Explainer. Let's get right into it, because today we are unpacking a really crucial update that is basically living rent-free in the minds of website owners and digital marketers everywhere right now. We're talking about how Google's massive push into generative AI is fundamentally rewiring the way search works. But more importantly, we're going to break down exactly what you actually need to do to optimize your website for this totally new era. It is a fascinating shift, and I'm genuinely excited to walk you through this blueprint today.
So if you've been keeping an eye on the digital landscape lately, you've probably seen the panic. Everyone seems to be asking the exact same question. Is traditional SEO completely dead? And look, it's completely valid to feel a bit anxious here. We are actively seeing those comfortable, familiar blue links getting pushed way down the page or just vanishing altogether, replaced by these massive AI-generated answers right at the very top. It kind of feels like the ground is shifting beneath our feet, right? But before we start throwing out the entire website optimization playbook, let's take a deep breath and look at what the facts from our source material are actually telling us.
First, let's demystify the very things causing all that panic. AI overviews and AI mode. These sound like incredibly flashy, intimidating new systems that demand some totally new, secret strategy. But what are they really? They are simply Google's generative AI features designed to surface summarized answers directly in the search results. That's it. They just represent the new way Google is presenting information to users. They are definitely not the end of the world, and they certainly don't mean search engines have magically stopped relying on your websites to get that information. To make this all feel completely manageable, we're going to follow a really logical 5-step breakdown today. We'll start with the AI search shift, look at why SEO still matters, cover creating people-first content, secure the technical SEO foundation, and finally, look at preparing for future search. All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the AI search shift. You've probably encountered some pretty intimidating new acronyms lately. People are throwing around terms like EAO, which stands for Answer Engine Optimization, or GAO, Generative Engine Optimization. There are literal cottage industries popping up, selling entire strategies just based around appearing in AI-generated answers. But from Google's perspective, and this is absolutely crucial to understand, optimizing for generative AI is still just part of optimizing for the overall search experience. So while the packaging might have changed to flashy terms like AAO or GAO, your end goal remains exactly the same as traditional SEO. You are still trying to create content that is useful, discoverable, trustworthy, and highly relevant.
Which brings us right into Section 2, why SEO still matters as your core foundation. Here is exactly why you shouldn't panic. It comes down to how these AI answers are actually built behind the scenes. They rely on a concept called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG. Let's break that down into 3 really simple steps. Step 1, the AI receives a user's query. Step 2, and pay attention here, the AI does not just hallucinate an answer out of thin air. It checks Google's core search index to find relevant, up-to-date web pages. And then step 3, the AI generates a grounded response using those indexed pages, often linking right back to you as the source. So what does this mean? It means the traditional search index still completely dictates your visibility. Literally, if you aren't in the index, you simply aren't in the AI overview. It's really that straightforward.
Moving right along to Section 3, creating people-first content.
So how do you actually stand out when an AI can just instantly summarize common knowledge? You have to create non-commodity content. If you're just writing a generic post, something like 7 tips for first-time homebuyers, and basically repeating what 100 other sites are already saying, the AI is just going to summarize that generic info and bypass you entirely. To win, you need to bring what the AI can't. You need first-hand experience and original testing. You need deep local knowledge or a highly unique perspective. You also need a perfectly clear logical structure, think proper headings and natural paragraphs, because that gives both humans and search bots the context they desperately need. And please do not forget high-quality supporting images and videos. A step-by-step tutorial with actual real-world screenshots is infinitely more valuable to an AI trying to build a comprehensive answer than just a giant wall of text.
Now, I want to pause for a second and emphasize this very specific warning straight from the source material. Do not create pages just to chase every search variation. Because AI search is so good at understanding conversational queries, some site owners think they need to spin up dozens of thin, practically identical pages just to cover every possible phrasing someone might type in. Do not do this. It is a terrible strategy. Google's systems are incredibly smart when it comes to context and natural language. They will absolutely penalize sites that create massive volumes of thin, useless content just to try and manipulate the AI.
Your focus should be on building one incredibly strong, comprehensive page per topic.
Let's jump to Section 4, the Technical SEO Foundation.
Because let's be honest, even the most brilliant, engaging content in the world will completely fail if the AI bots can't easily access it. So let's clear up some major confusion about what to focus on versus what to ignore. For your foundational health, you need to focus heavily on basic crawlability, overall page experience, and standard structured data. On the flip side, you can safely ignore all the urgent-sounding AI hacks circulating online right now. You do not need to create special LLMs.txt files, you don't need magical AI markup, and you definitely don't need to rewrite all your beautifully crafted human content just to sound robotic for the bots. Google understands natural language just fine. Stick to the foundational metrics that actually gatekeep your visibility.
So what are the actual technical priorities you need to nail down? First, if your site relies heavily on JavaScript, make sure it renders properly and isn't accidentally blocking your main content from being seen. Second, obsess over your mobile page experience. Slow load times or confusing layouts actively weaken your standing. Third, clean up duplicate content. It wastes crawling resources and just ends up confusing the AI. And finally, if you're a business, keep your local info and e-commerce feeds meticulously updated. AI search pulls heavily from Google Business Profiles and the Merchant Center to help users compare options. Nailing these foundations ensures bots can seamlessly read and categorize your entire site.
And that brings us to our final section, Section 5, Preparing for Future Search.
We spent a lot of time on what is happening right now, but I want to plant a flag for the future with a concept known as agentic search. We are rapidly moving toward a world of AI agents. These are systems that won't just summarize an answer for you, they will actually go out and perform tasks on your behalf. Imagine an AI comparing complex product specs across 5 sites, or helping book a dinner reservation directly. These future agents are going to interact with your pages very differently than a human does. They are going to heavily inspect your visual rendering, your DOM structure, and your back-end accessibility to figure out what your site actually does. By maintaining a clean, highly accessible, and well-structured website architecture today, you're literally future-proofing yourself for these incoming AI agents.
Okay, let's bring this all together. Here are your main takeaways from today's explainer. Number 1, ignore the panic-inducing buzzwords. Number 2, rely on those rock-solid, traditional technical SEO foundations. Make sure your site is fast and clean. Number 3, write original, high-value content for actual human beings. And number 4, just avoid the artificial AI gimmicks. Honestly, it's pretty reassuring to know that the proven, long-term best practices of website optimization are going to easily outlast any short-term AI trend.
So I'll leave you with this one single, powerful question to ask yourself the next time you review your own website. Are you building for an AI model, or are you building for a real person? Generative AI might absolutely be changing how people discover information, but it hasn't changed the fundamental need for genuinely useful websites. If your site offers real visitors something original, helpful, and satisfying, you are already winning the AI search game. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I really hope you feel empowered to go out and apply these fundamentals right away.